You're hearing this because I don't have anyone else left to tell, and because I can't keep it inside anymore. The moment everything went wrong, it didn't start with an explosion or a siren, or one of those alarms we're trained to fear. It started with a sound so thin it felt more like a thought slicing through my skull. I was standing on the observation deck, watching the star rise over the fractured horizon. And then, the sun froze, not dimmed, not flickered, stopped 3 seconds, long enough for every instinct inside me to understand that physics had abandoned us. My breath caught in my throat as the deck lights flickered. My suit's comm unit let out a soft crackle, then died. The screen went black, leaving me with my own pulse pounding against my helmet. When the sun halted, everything else did too. The air around me grew heavier, colder, as if time itself was inhaling. I swear I could hear it. The dragging of something ancient, something starving, moving between the seconds we forgot to claim. You want to know the exact moment I realized there was no way back? It was when my shadow kept moving. Even after I stopped, I stepped outside the dome a few minutes later. Not because I wanted to, but because the station wasn't responding to any manual commands. Life support resisted every override. The doors finally slid open only after the lights dimmed, and a low tremor shook the floor, as if the structure itself exhaled in resignation. The world outside was wrong. The sky looked stretched, pulled like fabric about to tear. Colors bled into each other without blending. The ground hummed under my boots with a slow, rhythmic vibration, like a heartbeat too large to belong to anything living. You wouldn't have believed the silence. It didn't sound empty. It sounded crowded, as if countless things were listening. My communication device blinked once, faint, desperate, and then faded again. Every time it flickered, I felt a tug in my chest, like it was trying to pull me somewhere, or warn me away. Then the hallucinations began. At least I thought they were hallucinations, shifting figures in the distance. Movement sliding on the edge of my vision, and the sun, still suspended at the same angle, casting shadows that didn't match the terrain. I tried to record what I was seeing, but my visor kept replaying the same memory on its internal display. My childhood bedroom, sunlight falling across the wooden floor, and my mother calling my name from the hallway. I hadn't heard her voice in years, yet the memory felt freshly lived, as if the world outside had reached into the deepest part of me and pulled something forward. If you had been there, you would have felt it too, the unsettling certainty that the planet wasn't just a place. It was a mind, and we were trespassing inside one of its thoughts. The moment I saw the creature, or intelligence, or whatever word still applies to something that defies shape, I realized the sun hadn't stopped by accident. It emerged from the horizon like a ripple of darkness, absorbing light rather than blocking it. A distortion more than a body. It moved with a grace that made my skin crawl, as if it was made of intention rather than matter. And when it looked at me, I felt my guilt rise like bile. All the regrets I never voiced. All the choices I tried to forget. It knew them. Fed on them. Reality bent around it like a knee buckling. I should have run. But I couldn't, because the vision in my visor had changed, and this time it wasn't my childhood. It was me, standing exactly where I was now. But older, so much older, and behind that older version of myself stood the same creature, resting a limb on my shoulder like a teacher showing affection for a devoted student. I wasn't hallucinating. I was remembering a future that hadn't happened yet. I don't know when the transformation began. Maybe the moment the sun stalled. Maybe earlier, my breath no longer fogged inside the helmet. The air outside the suit didn't feel hostile anymore. My hands looked different, not damaged, just slightly out of sync with the rest of me, as if they were lagging behind my thoughts. I kept talking aloud to steady myself, even though the comm was dead. If anyone can hear this, I'm still here, I think. My voice didn't sound right. It had an echo. A faint overlay, like something repeating my words half a second too late. My legs grew lighter with each step. My shadow, always moving a heartbeat ahead of me, seemed to guide me toward the horizon where the creature waited. I hated it. I feared it. But it felt familiar. The planet's surface opened into a canyon, its walls carved with patterns that resembled waveforms, jagged, oscillating, yet somehow melodic. When I touched them, they vibrated under my fingertips, resonating with the rhythm of my pulse. The creature appeared again, closer this time, no longer hiding, no longer observing. "You're not real," I whispered. The creature tilted, folding into a shape almost like a face. And then I heard myself answering, but not with my own voice. "You are not what you remember being." The fear should have consumed me. Instead, something else took its place. Curiosity, cold and deep. Why did it speak in my tone? Why did it feel like a part of me waking up? The truth settled in my chest like a blade. The transformation wasn't an infection. It was recognition. Whatever lived here had touched me long before I ever arrived. Maybe in dreams. Maybe in moments I dismissed as intuition. Maybe in seconds stolen from time without my permission. I understood then that the sacrifice the planet demanded wasn't physical. Not at first. It wanted my certainty, my identity, the version of myself that clung to linear memories, to the illusion that time was a chain of before and after. You want to know when I accepted it? When I realized my voice was no longer echoing behind me, but ahead of me. The creature didn't chase me, it guided me, and a part of me followed willingly. The sky cracked open when I reached the summit. A single fracture of light shot downward, illuminating the entire valley in a way that felt like disclosure, not dawn. My device activated for the first time since the sun froze. The signal indicator turned red, then white, then something I'd never seen. Symbols flashed across the display. Impossible symbols, shapes that shifted faster than thought. A transmission, but not from the station, from the creature. It projected the vision again, the future me, older, worn, but unmistakably changed. The creature beside him, beside me, looked less monstrous, more human, almost like an extension of my own silhouette. And then the message came through, not in words, but in understanding. You are not here to study us. You are here to finish becoming us, and the sacrifice was never meant to be heroic. It was the cost of memory. To join them, I had to let go of the linear self I had protected all my life. Every regret, every joy, every moment I believed defined me. All of it had to dissolve. The world around me bent inward. Light folded. Time recoiled, and I saw it, the truth I'm still struggling to accept. The sun didn't stop for 3 seconds. We did. All of humanity froze. And only I continued. Not because I survived, but because I was the one chosen to carry the signal back. I wasn't the witness. I was the message. If you're hearing this transmission, understand something important. I'm not speaking from the place where you think I am. I'm not on the station. I'm not on the surface. I'm not even inside the version of time you're experiencing. I exist between the 3 seconds the sun paused. Inside the gap the universe tried to erase. What followed wasn't a catastrophe. It was a correction. And the creature, the intelligence, the thing you'll fear when you finally see it, it isn't coming to destroy you. It's coming to remember you. Because we are not separate from it. We never were, so if someone finds this recording, don't try to decode it. Don't attempt to track me. Don't look for the frozen sun. Just listen. Listen to the static beneath my words. That faint pulsing sound you barely notice. That rhythm repeating like a heartbeat inside the void. That's the universe trying to remember you.